I'm going to show you 5 flirting tips so you can stop being boring on dates and instead being funny, charming, sarcastic, and smooth. These things work for me, and I gotta be honest, I'm sure they're gonna work for you. But if they don't work, don't send me any angry emails, man. This is Jen with SeductionLeash.com, helping you unleash your best with women and beyond. And if it's your first time to this channel and you're interested in dating, relationships, self-improvement, and motivational content, start now by hitting that subscribe and bell notification so you can join that Unleash notification gang, bro, so you don't miss anything. Number 1, marriage and divorce roleplay. This is perfect for checking bitches. Now, I don't know if you got the memo, but pretty girls from a lifetime of being sucked up to by men and everyone for being, beautiful women oftentimes, especially if they don't look at you as being above them, they're gonna give you shit and you have to check them on it. And it's gonna be little moments where they shit test you and they just test to see your fucking fortitude. They wanna see how you react to their bullshit, to their drama. Now, this doesn't necessarily come in a very angry way. It could just be like when you're flirting or casually talking. Say maybe you say something and she says something kind of negative, or she doesn't really respond well, or maybe she even cracks a joke on you. You know what you say? Here's what you say. You say, okay, yeah, we're totally getting a divorce now. And I'll tell you what, I'll keep the house, you can keep the kids. Okay, fine, you can keep the dog too then. When you tell a girl that you want to divorce her, or whatever the case is, it does 2 things really geniusly. 1, it checks her on her shit, but it does it in a playful way where it doesn't look like you give a fuck. If a girl acts like a bitch and you act emotional back, that's just like 2 bitches going back and forth. You're supposed to be calm and unaffected. But at the same time, if you just let her slide and you don't say something to, call her out, or rather when a girl gives you negative energy, if you just keep going positive, oftentimes she can get turned off because she's not giving you shit and you're just not calling her out on it. With girls, you have to sometimes mirror and reflect them. The second thing that's awesome about this comment is that you're suggesting the idea of you two hooking up. You're suggesting the idea of you two meeting and dating and having sex and getting married and getting divorced, but at the same time, you're checking them because you're saying you're getting divorced and then say you're gonna take half of her shit instead. And at the same time, you're establishing a non-platonic kind of frame of conversation. You're basically, those little things matter. When you have those little moments of suggestion of just the 2 of you romantically, that's what'll subconsciously build that shit up. Number 2, give her a pet name based on where she's from. Now, I love this one because it's a great way to tease a girl without just going too fucking far, which is often a problem a lot of times. Sometimes, when we first get into this, we get the idea of, okay, I'm gonna be cool, I'm gonna be alpha, and I'm gonna tease her, and then what happens is, to protect our pride, sometimes we'll tease a girl too much. Like, if you do this, you can do this at work, or you can do this wherever the case is. It's not one of those teases where where maybe you can get slapped with a fucking sexual harassment charge. Say, for example, some girl is from Connecticut, and then you find that out and it's cool, and then the next day you see her or whatever the case is and you say, oh, hey, what's up, Connecticut? This is perfect because it just sounds hilarious. What also makes it fucking awesome for me is that no matter where she's from, it just sounds hilarious. Whatever the case is, it's always funny and it's always gonna make you look like a carefree person who doesn't really give a fuck. Number 3, give her a pet name on a specific feature about her. Now, normally this could be physical, but it could also be other things as well. Let's say a bitch is really good at giving you head, and then you just call her Lungs from now on. You just like, yo, what's good, Lungs? How you been? It's been a long time. Let's say, for example, she has freckles, and then you just call her Freckles. Maybe every time you saw her, or whatever the case is, or occasionally you would call her Freckles. Now, of course, this is something that you need to measure. Obviously, you wouldn't just call a girl at work or something who barely knows you some pet name on her physical features if she's not even fucking comfortable with you. Now, depending on how you are, you can really come up with anything. Like me, girls know me for being a clown, so I could just do whatever. Say a girl's short, I could just be like, hey, what's up, Stubby? For me, it's fucking hilarious, and they're like, oh my god, I'm not Stubby. Fuck you. Can I suck you off later? Step number 4, when she's rambling or telling a really long story that is very self-centered or only focused on her, or is just boring as shit, just pretend to fall asleep. Now, don't do this if she's speaking about something that she's extremely passionate about it, because you're gonna look like a dickhead. But if some girl's just rambling a bunch of bullshit and I don't give a fuck, or I just feel like it's dumb shit, I'm not just gonna sit there and pretend like it's significant. That's one of the big problems with a lot of fucking guys. We can listen to some shit and just you don't have to pretend it's significant. Now, if she has a lot of emotions in this, it may be a little bit conflicted, but normally early on especially, it's just a funny joke And it's just gonna show that when she speaks to you, that she has to come with her A game. That you're not just some guy that wants to hear about some random trivial bullshit, because the moment she knows that, oh, okay, wow, so then she did what? Wow, yeah, and you're just there and you don't value your time, she's gonna treat you like some fucking emotional tampon, some venting buddy. You're not that person. If she's talking about something completely fucking dumb or stupid or trivial, and she knows it's stupid and trivial, just be listening and then suddenly just go, and then wake up and be like, oh yeah, no, you were saying? No, I was listening. Continue. It sounded really important. Do that shit. It's gonna let her know, especially if she's really pretty. Pretty girls, they're used to having everyone say that what they say is fucking amazing. And a lot of times they know it's fucking stupid. So when you call it out, they're gonna be like, oh fuck, this guy calls me out on my stupid shit. And it's gonna put you in a different category. Even though it's little, and even though it's silly, and even though it's small, these little things, they are a testament to your character and who you are as a man and how your time is important. Number 5, don't always give straight answers. Say maybe you ask a girl how old she is, and then she tells you, or maybe she gives you a little bit of trouble, then she tells you. Say she asks you the same question back. Don't just immediately answer, make her work for it, just a little bit. Instead, say something like, well, how old do you think I look? This is particularly important for girls that are very high energy or sassy, because oftentimes when you show that you're a guy who understands sarcasm or humor or who doesn't give a fuck, they'll press you. They'll say really stern questions, and it'll be half joking, but they'll be half kind of testing you. And if you just fold and you always answer questions and you never make her work at all, that's a mistake. Like, say you say something and some girl jokingly is really, aggressively interrogating you. She said, well, what do you do for a living? Maybe you reply, I'm a male stripper. And if you're not in shape, guess what? It'll be even fucking funnier. It'll just show her even more that you don't give a fuck. Okay, bonus tip time. Now, while I'm giving you all these tips, what I will say is, early on, a lot of times, as men, we try to protect our ego, we try to protect our emotions. So the only thing I would say is don't overdo it. Always remember the task at hand and the most important goal, which is to relate to each other's passions and deepest feelings, to have the deepest connection possible. So the actual connection between the two of you is solid. That's really what's gonna make them keep seeing you again. So, once you establish that, you don't give a fuck, or that you're joking and you're sarcastic, don't just keep overdoing it. Always remember that there's a goal in mind, which is to escalate to that end goal, which is to sleep with her or have a relationship with her, whatever the case is. So if you enjoyed that kick-ass video and you want to see more on dating, relationships, self-improvement, and motivational content, start now by clicking that subscribe and bell notification so you can join that Unleash notification gang, bro, so you don't miss any updates. So with that being said, gentlemen, unleash your best, and remember, until next time, confidence is bred by competence. Peace.